Hey, welcome back, TV fans. Welcome back to another great episode, an unfortunate episode of TV Time with MrDarkPhoenix and Spider-Man because it's a very sad episode. We're talking about the mid-season finale of the originals, and damn, did a lot of stuff happen. So, let's get our trusty notebook, my handy-dandy blue notebook, and let's talk about what stuff went down because after this video, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but we'll figure it out as we go along. But let's talk about someone's folding and submitting is not a sign of weakness, per se, because you want to kind of let your enemy think they're in charge first, and then once you have all your permanent plans in motion, then you can get off with the, I'm going to come at you with a stronger area of planning. So you might have the throne now, but you might just want to calm down a little bit, because probably by the end of this season you're probably not gonna have it, or something's gonna happen. So I wouldn't get too used to this power right now. Our super hat secretary is fed up, and our sanity is falling apart. Our super secretary, who writes down our thoughts, and then we compel her. Can we talk about how Klaus compels her a lot? Can I just you're just handing out compulsions like they're free samples. Like, you get one, you get one, you get another one, you get another one. I'm pretty sure compulsion isn't good for the brain anyway, because if it's like a form of like mind control, it's like it takes a really bad effect on your brain anyway. So I'm not sure if really compelling her is the right way to go, especially since Klaus does it a lot. Klaus compels a lot of people on this show. He compels more people on this show than he did on Vampire Diaries. So I don't know. He compels a lot of people. He compels this chick too much, but it'll have to wear off sometime, so we'll have to see about that. We rescue someone who doesn't necessarily need rescuing, quote unquote. Doesn't necessarily need our help since they've done so well without us. But someone found you, so that's not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, but if you were able to be found by us, then someone else will be able to find you and make things worse, and they won't be as friendly. So I would take all the help I can get there, lowly clan of the other werewolves that we haven't seen yet, since the unfortunateness happened in Vampire Diaries. Or the hybrids, actually. Damn. There's so much destruction on this show. We have confession time, and man, the truth that led up to all of this feels so weird that it came out during these circumstances. Like, you took the throne, so you might as well have exposed your plans, or as at part of Marcel's plans, to basically know what he had up his sleeve and then use that against him, or have some other stuff up his sleeve. Because right now the only trump card he really probably has is probably Davina, but I don't know how that's gonna work. Or he's got like something else up his sleeve. But it's Marcel and it's Klaus, and it's like master and apprentice. So I'm going to look forward to seeing that next battle come, because I really want to see how well he trained him and how much smarter he should be as the master versus the master looking for someone to take over his throne. So I have to look forward to that. Our new leadership takes a toll on ego, and is it right to talk big to the wrong people? Now I know you're excited, you got your throne and all that good stuff, but certain people that you have under the payroll, under your basic, communication, you kind of need to talk to them better until, you feel like you have no use for them. But you can't just go off a willy-nilly saying, this is me day one, you're my bitch, and you do as I say. Like, no one's going to take that calmly. How would Klaus feel if that was something like that? He'd probably rip their heart out or something. So that's not necessarily the best way to go about this, but we're going to see how well Klaus does with the leadership, because he wanted the throne, but does he just want the throne for the title, or will he actually mind who he's ruling and mind who he is in charge of? Because it's not just him anymore, it's about a whole basic state of people, basically. This whole giant group, this giant family he's always wanted. So is it really him working towards that, or anything else? So the one time you think he has dark motives, we find out we're wrong. So is that the first and only time we're going to be wrong, or am I wrong about this? We'll have to see how much he steps his game up afterwards. Our general takes things up a notch, and to prove dominance, a lot of people die. Gugh. There's lots of sunlight involved, and A lot of people that don't have fancy little daylight rings don't actually get the same luxury as everybody else. So you lose a lot of people because you want to mouth off to the wrong person, especially somebody with a lot of firepower and a lot of resources at their disposal. So, like I said before, this isn't only Klaus we're talking about now. It's more like it's an extension of himself and his leadership. And if that many people were able to die just like that, we're not really doing well under our new leadership. We're just basically underestimating our enemies, which you cannot do, but Klaus is rash. So, unfortunately, that's what he's going to do, but doesn't really make sense. But it's Klaus, so you can't really say anything about that. For anyone that watches Game of Thrones, this next reference you will catch, and I hope you catch it because that's why I wrote it down. Our council meetings pull a red wedding. If you watch it, you know. If you didn't, I won't spoil it for you. And I won't spoil what the red wedding is. Just know that it's the worst event that ever happened in Game of Thrones, and it happens in this show too. Because you fool a bunch of people and then stuff happens. But I like the reference. Hope you guys got it. If you don't like it, it was Spider-Man's idea. But if you do like it, it was my idea. A particular clan may be in possession of a possible game changer. It's one of the things I liked about the Vampire Diaries before it like shifted off into different territory where, you know, you think you know one realm of like werewolves or like lycanthropy or like witchcraft, and there's always some other clan or something else that always takes place where it's like there's always more than what's known. There's always somebody out there that has something else than what you know. There's always like some witch or some person that knows a spell that you never knew existed, or some other kind of like werewolf that has like an object of some kind that doesn't necessarily mean anything to your level of magic. And everything's always different and everything's always changing, and that's always good because you can't just have it be like A and B. It has to be like A through Z. Otherwise, you know, this mystical realm that we live in wouldn't really be exciting. It would just be barren and boring, and we don't want that. So, and the original is original, so we can literally do whatever we want anyway, so we don't have to worry stuff about that. Elijah's balls come out again, and it's really good to see Elijah take charge like this. I don't know how to feel about this. And then again, you always expect the worst rage out of the most calm sibling, or like the most calm character. Like when Elijah needs to throw down, he throws down. What you seek and what you deserve are lines that we cross. What you want and what you need are two different things. They've always been two different things. It's always been a battle between what you want and what you need. In the show, do you really think you need something, or do you think you have to cross specific lines to get what you want to ensure that it's yours in the long run? I'm not too sure what you guys would do. I'm not sure what I would do, but definitely leave a comment down below about how you would handle things down in New Orleans, because we need to know how fans would take care of stuff. Equal rule as brothers. Question marks ×2. I believe it to an extent. Klaus likes to get in people's heads. He likes to guarantee them stuff. He likes to say, oh, we're going to rule together until you make a decision he doesn't like. And then he starts to yell at you and all this other stuff. And he's trying to control every aspect of what Marcel did so that he can't use anything against him. But if you let him go off and do his own thing, he's going to start making backdoor deals and doing all this other stuff. Granted, he failed the first time, but now that he's made his mistake, he's underestimated Klaus. How do we know that when everything's all said and done, that he won't have a bigger trump card up his sleeve and basically win this whole war and get his throne back? Because when you lose something you've had for so long, you're willing to play dirty. And I want to see Marcel play dirty, like down in the dumps. Like I want to see like the fangs and the claws and everything come out, because we need Marcel to get his throne back. Otherwise, Klaus is going to do some pretty terrible things. Truth is revealed, and we have a reason to look further into it. Like I said, this is a lot of truth-telling in this episode, and I'm not sure how to feel about stuff. One character isn't stupid. Like, I like how she kept leaving herself little notes, and I kept saying that since Vampire Diaries. Like, why not keep little notes of yourself and be like, don't do this or do that. Listen to the tape in your bag, which is more proof that a woman's bag can hold pretty much everything. She had a camcorder hidden in a pocket that no one knew about but her, so kudos to the lady bag, because it's a void. Yeah, I said it. It's a void that carries everything. Old-fashioned betrayal leads to all kinds of bad stuff. But we'll have to see what happens later on to figure out what that means. And help shows up, and it's going to hurt. Unfortunately, to erase the things that have happened, you're going to have to do a little trick. And it's not good. Not good at all. And unfortunately, with that, this is the mid-season finale, so they won't come back until January, so that gives us a couple weeks off of TV time. I'm not really sure what to do in that absence. I'll think of something in the meantime, but if anything, you guys can talk to me on my links down below. Definitely Twitter, at MrDarkPhoenix, or just leave a comment down below about what you think of the show, or how it ends, or even your theories on how you think it's going to go. But always remember to give me a big thumbs up in the comment bar down below, and give me a like, a rate, and a subscribe. And always remember to geek out and enjoy your lives. And I'll catch you guys sometime in the future before the show comes back on, depending on what you guys want to see. Leave me a comment, let me know on Twitter what you want to see, guys. Enjoy yourselves, okay?